Scheana has to address this new rumor on Watch What Happens Live about a potential hookup between Brock and Raquel. And I'm like, this sucks because you guys are on this platform. So really, if this was real life, you would be like, there's no truth to it. I'm not giving this any life. And I don't need to talk about this or address anything with you. And on TV, you kind of have to be like, okay, we need to address this.
Yeah, it's the thing with the internet and the like total bandwidth of information that's out there right now means if there is a conspiracy theory, you can find the confirmation bias, the information that exists online to prove your theory. So because there is this cheating scandal that's already existed, people go, well, if she cheated on with this guy, who else might she have her grip on in Bachelor? In Vanderpump Nation here. And you can find a scene where people intermingle. And we're seeing that play out on social media now where everyone's rewatching the show and going, oh, but here's the hot tub scene where Tom Sandoval is next to Ariana, but he's also next to Raquel. What's going on below the bubbles? And we know that that's an actual cheating was happening, so maybe there was something. But if Brock is in the hot tub too, that everyone thinks he's getting some action underneath there. And it's like, yeah, the toxicity of sort of leaping into conclusions is very easy to become a part of when it comes to the conversations outside of the show.
Yeah, I completely agree with that as well. Wow, Dave, you're making some great points here.
Oh my gosh, what a
look
friendship.
at this. Yeah.
Can't wait for BravoCon now.
Yeah, see, there we go. But also, well, I'll DM you after this. But also, now I wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit too about something that Scheana said, but also Allie was the one who saw Tom and Raquel at the Abbey dancing at 1 o'clock in the morning and being a little flirtatious and a little close and just red flags all over it. She's the one who brought this up. But then last night on Watch What Happens Live, Scheana said, well, she was asked, do you think that this relationship with Tom and Raquel will last? And she said, no, this was birthed out of complete infatuation because they were sneaking around. And I've already heard that the relationship has gotten really toxic. Do you think two people who go through this process of starting a relationship, doing it all of the wrong ways, and then the way that they're handling it, is there a chance that it could last?
Yeah, so the chance that it works is the fact that they share a common denominator, which is being hated by everybody, and they have to just run with it and they can commiserate together. Like I mentioned before with the dopamine hit, the fact that this is no longer a cheating that it's behind the scenes in a rendezvous, now that it's out in the open, he's going to lose that dopamine hit because it's no longer this shiny toy. And that's probably more likely the case, that it just loses its luster.
Wow. Okay. No, I mean, I thought in my mind, I'm like, this does sound like it. Again, like I said at the very beginning, it's almost like the grass is always greener on the other side. But then you get to the other side and you're like, oh shit, I have to water this grass too. This is, like, it's like my dad always told me this. When you move on to a different relationship, like you either decide to nurture the one that you're in and try to give it your all, or you find a new set of problems. There will always be things that you have to deal with. And you'll have to face those challenges. So do you want to face the ones that you know, or you want to go with the devil that you don't?
Yeah, and it seems like to me, it's like, you probably didn't know this. You can either be right or you can be in a relationship. You gotta admit, and like I said before, the fact that they're on TV, maybe he's so defensive for being right all the time. But you see in their argument that he has with Ariana that he feels like she never has his back, and so he feels like she doesn't have his back. There's this bitterness that has been built up. Maybe in his twisted world, he feels justified in seeking that out elsewhere. What any healthy relationship you learn that the relationship it should be the dessert, not the main course. And therefore, you shouldn't be expecting all of this out of your partner. You need to find a way to find that wholeness within yourself, and then you can offer a better version to your partner. And that's just not happening between them.
It's not happening. It's all happening on her arm, but it's not happening here. That's where we're going to go with. Scheana's been using that phrase since she got that tattoo, like I feel like half of her life, but I love Scheana, so that's all right. Okay, so we have the reunion coming up at the end of May. So people keep asking me, Adam, are we done with the Sandoval? No, guys. Every single week, there are going to be new paparazzi photos, new TMZ videos. Now, Ariana is in a new relationship with Daniel Way, who is a fitness instructor from New York, who she met at that wedding in Mexico when that was the first time she was seen out. So she's moving on. She's joining Dancing with the Stars. The girl is thriving at this point. But no, this is not over anytime soon. It's not going to be over until even after the reunion, because after the reunion, Peacock is sharing extras of one-on-ones with Andy Cohen and Ariana, Andy Cohen and Raquel, and Andy Cohen and Tom Sandoval. Dave, I wanted to ask you, what are you looking forward to most from the rest of the season?
I just like to see people kind of present to us their true colors, and you don't get that full story on the show. That's why I love the podcast. I love long form content. So what I'm looking forward to most is letting the whole season play out, getting past the reunion. It's not till after the reunion that people will then want to amend what they said or respond to each other. And then like, that's where I thrive in the Bachelor world, is like the content between the content. It's the jazz. It's the music between the notes. And that's what the audience loves in the parasocial relationship, is finding out, it's not going to end. Sandoval's not going to just go quietly into the night. He's going to try to jockey for whatever victimhood or defensiveness he has. And we're going to watch it all play out with Ariana. I mean, you think she's got some random desert hookup at Coachella, but then, as you know, living in Los Angeles, she drives him to LAX. That's a multiple hour journey to drop somebody off. That is love. And normally a long distance relationship, I would say, oh, that's going to start off kind of like with trust issues or whatever. But maybe that's a good thing to have a relationship that's like far away. It takes away the pressure of needing to ramp it up to something. She gets to go on Dancing with the Stars, and the whole fan base of Dancing with the Stars is going to love her journey. I mean, whatever they're paying her, it's not enough to do Dancing with the Stars. That is going to be huge for the show. I'm so looking forward to it.
I can't wait for that. No, I definitely agree. And yes, a trip to LAX, you've got to love somebody for that. Even when my friends would fly into LAX, I'd be like, I will send you an Uber. There's no way I am sitting in traffic for an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back. And that was just Sherman Oaks. So
yeah, I love my wife, but I'm like, oof, rush hour. How about I'll get you an Uber Deluxe?
Yeah. Sorry. It's not happening.
And then they're on the curb, and it was a paparazzi photo of them making out. What you don't see is the 7 employees with whistles moving along, just yelling at you. It's a very pressure cooker situation.
They're like, we don't care if you're famous right now or you're a part of the Sandoval. Get your ass out of the way. We have other cars coming in. Yeah, definitely. Well, Dave, for everyone who's watching, and by the way, everyone's loving this collab, we would love to have you back on in the future. And I have your YouTube channel up right here. It's wild too. You have like a few channels on here.
Yeah, I've consolidated most of my stuff to my main channel just because that's the channel that's thriving, but you can catch my stand-up comedy and my vlogs and all the other content. I also launched my podcast, Bachelor Rush Hour. I launched it in the fall. It's doing really well. I'd love to have you on sometime if you'd love to come chat.